and then we're going to talk after that. Okay, so first let's look at these two things, right? Locomotive scroll. This is basically the library, right? A library to add like smooth scrolling inside your page. Okay, so if you open this one, or maybe if you go to their website, right, to their website. Okay, okay, this is some like a, basically some code you can check here also, right? If you go to this pen, I think this is the code pen. Yeah, run this and check, but let's not do all that. So here you can do data scroll. I mean, you can check all this if you get time, right? See, if you are using just normal, I mean, creating website with normal HTML and CSS, basic JavaScript, right? You can add this link, CSS link to your, what you call that, to your index page, right, on the top in the head section, and on the bottom you can add this script, right? You can do that. Okay, and then this one line of code, right, gonna make your website smooth scrolling. Like for example, you see this scroll bar here on the side, even this one has, right, smooth. You can scroll smoothly. Okay, just improve the scrolling part, right? So this one line of code, so you just have to create a new object, new, and call this function, right, locomotive scroll. That's it. And then inside you pass document.query selector. You pass like the container. Okay, you just pass the container, right, the main div which should be scrolling all the way, like the page, right, main div. You pass it here. Maybe you have id or class, whatever you can pass, right, and make it smooth true. That's it. So that is the code we're going to look at, right? The next one is animation. Okay, that is for the scrolling part. So if you guys get some time, please go through, right, open this code and just open this and try to understand all this. Okay, there are some more options which you can apply. Look at all that, but let's not do all this, right? Even here you can check here. See, if you scroll this, right, I mean, it just make things smooth. Okay, so that is locomotive scroll, right? That is one thing. And the next one is that was the, let's open the GitHub also, right? You can check in their GitHub as well. So in the GitHub, okay, we're going to use this. Okay, we're going to, because we are using the React project, we have to install in our package, right? We have to install and then see how we're going to set up this. Okay, so once you install that one, that package, npm install locomotive scroll, right? And if you look at here, basically import this. Okay, just import that and then create the new object, right, from this function. Once you import this, then create this, just execute this function with new keyword. It will create a new object. Okay, but inside we pass something, right? Inside we pass what? If you look at here, so if this is the document, right, and it has a, let's say, data scroll container, if that is something, right, you can let's call it id or something in our case, right? Maybe id, you can call that one. Okay, just call this one inside here, document.query selector, and you call that id, right? We can do that one, or maybe class. So in React, I think we have a, how we select the any document, right? How we select the document or any element, that is use ref hook. That what we're gonna use. Okay, because the normal document dot get element by id will not gonna work in React. Okay, so we have to be careful with that as. So we will see how we can do that as well, right? And yeah, so that is all we need from the locomotive to make our scroll smooth. But in the future, I mean, you're gonna get more skill, right? You know how to use this. You just have to slowly practice a little bit more in here, right? Just try a couple of code, right, and then it will give you some idea how to use this one. Okay, in your free time, just exercise with this. Okay, so that was one part. Next is what? So the next one is animation, right? uh, JavaScript animation for modern web page. Okay, so let's open this one and see. So greensock.com, right? Green sock, I mean, you see the, okay, the guy has a green sock, right? Green sock. So green sock is a library, right? JavaScript library used for animation. Okay, you can add animation to your website using this library. Simple enough. And yeah, I mean, you see how if you, even if you scroll this page, right, you see things smoothly moves and all that, you know. I mean, in 90 seconds, what is GSAP? You can watch this lesson, right? You see all this animation when you scroll up, right? It is simply, this is all coming from GSAP. So how are we going to use GSAP, right? Let's try to quickly understand a little bit, okay? Little bit of GSAP. CSS, so let's see, I have HTML, JavaScript, right? In here, maybe, what should I do? Let's see. JavaScript, CSS. Okay, I'm just gonna create quick one project here inside our CSS just to understand GSAP, right? Little bit. So, you know, I'll just call it GSAP project, okay? GSAP practice, right? So index.html, it will be better if we have some idea, you know, how to use GSAP, right? And then we can implement in our project. And then after that, we're gonna need what we're gonna need, right? Style.css, and we need a simple JavaScript also. Okay, so let's add that one. Script.js. So you have this index page. Link your CSS. Yeah, style, right? And then link your script, right? So will be source script.js. Okay, so to use GSAP, what we need to do, let's put couple of let's div, right? Call it wrapper, wrapper, a simple box here, you know. Maybe you can have another div, or maybe, okay, let's take heading one, hello, right? Like that. Heading 2, something like that, you know, just simple text, right? Nothing complex. Okay, that's enough. So we have these three things. We're going to add some animation. Okay, so for the, you know, this is normal HTML CSS page, right? So we must need to find the CDN, okay, for this one. So where are we going to get CDN, right? So let's find GSAP CDN here, right? So it gives us this link, right? So let's try this one. Copy this link and put it in our this is mean.js. Okay, mean.js, right? That's the JS file, mean.js, JavaScript file. Okay, so what we're gonna do, if that is JS file, we will just keep it here. Okay, just above our script, right? Just add it there. Now in our, I mean, style, what we can do, right? Let's put our page in the center. Okay, so that is first we're gonna reset our page. Yeah, margin will be 0, padding 0, right? 0, box sizing, border box, right? And then after what we have now, once we have that, right? Let's see, wrapper. Okay, so I will just put this in the center. Okay, so for that one, I'm gonna do dot wrapper, right? Wrapper, and what we do now, I will give a width of 90%. Okay, and max width how much? 1200 pixel, right? And then margin 0, 0 auto, right? 0 auto. Okay, I think yeah. Now how we apply gsap, right? How we use gsap. Okay, so if we go to the document, let's look at the document, right? I have never checked this document. Okay, so let's see if there is something. So all these are, I think, the function, right? You can use bounce, circle, elastic, expose sign, utility method, map, range, pipe, random. Okay, whatever this one, right? Okay, I don't see anything here. So plugin timeline. Okay, so here now let's go back. I mean, there are many things, right? You can maybe you can watch these things and study, but what I'm talking about is timeline. What is the timeline? Let's go back. What is here in timeline? Yes, something like this, right? So there is two function, to and from. There is two thing, right? Start from and where to go to, right? I mean, so like from to, okay, wherever it goes, right, from there to the original position, like that, to and from, right? So we'll check that one, and then timeline will be this simple timeline, right? So gsap dot timeline. Okay, so we're just going to use one time simple timeline here. So in our JavaScript, right, go back here, and let's say we call it let timeline, right, equal to gsap gsap, right, like that, gsap dot timeline. Okay, so let's console log this, right? Console log this timeline and see what happened, if that is okay or not, right? Let's see if this is working, because we connected the gsap already in our index page. We added here, right, the cdn link. Okay, so now once we call this this object, right, gsap, but we have not imported. I think we should not, we don't have to import. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay, let's try now, right? Let's go live view and check, because I know in the React I tested in React already, right? So in the inspect page, go back here, console. So there is a timeline already, right? We have timeline with all this property now. Okay, so it's working already, correct? So I need to find to, right? Where is the to and from we should be using, right? Timelines, and there is delay, repeat, and duration, all that things. Okay, I think variable. So let's try what I know already, right? Little bit of timeline. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's say you have this timeline. How you gonna use now? You just call the timeline like this, right? And then you go timeline dot to, right? To, okay, to, and then first you give a selection. There will be selection, right? So if you want to select your, let's say, heading 1, right? And then after, the second parameter will be the style you want to apply. Okay, so what are the style we're gonna apply? So we're gonna say, let's give it, move it from y-axis, right? Let's say y-axis minus 100, right? Let's call it 100 and see what happens. Next, you're gonna give a duration, right? Maybe one, I think 1 or 2 seconds, right? Let's give it 2 seconds. Okay, then delay, right? Delay, you can add delay, maybe how much? Let's call it 2 seconds, right? Because you want to start after 2 seconds. Okay, And then what else we can add? I think these are the few things. So let's check, right, if this works. Okay, so go to our browser. So now if I refresh the page, right, see that move away, right, that move away minus 100 degree. I mean minus 100. It's just a y-axis, like vertical, right, minus 100. Okay, if I just keep it 100, what's gonna happen? It just pop up quickly, right? Means it go down 100 positive direction, right? So there is a delay of 2 seconds and then it moved down, right? Okay, so that's what happened. So that's how we apply, right? I mean, that's how we're gonna apply the what do you call that? So now you're gonna copy this same thing. Let's say you want to put x-axis. Okay, let's say x-axis, right, and maybe make it 700. Let's see how it will move. Okay, so this is the animation. Okay, this is the animation now, right? You can see things moving already. Okay, so there are many more what do you call that, the functionality, right? Many more options you can add, like a y-axis. You can even scale, right? You can even scale the box, something. Let's say you can want to let's add scale. Okay, scale, right? scale, scale, maybe make it maybe 0.6, right, and see what happens. Scale 0.6. So you just scale down, right? Okay, so you just scale down. That is one thing. Now so you can add same thing now, right? You can add multiple. Okay, not like one, right? You just copy this and start adding more and more things. Okay, you know, you can just add couple of more things, right? Whatever you want to do. So let's say you want to repeat now, right? That is scale, it went here, and then after, right, h1 you want to make it y-axis something, right? Let's make it y-axis. Oh, x will go back to 0 again, right, to 0. And maybe you want to add y-axis also something. What, how much? Maybe let's say 100, and see what happened, right? So you can make the scale 8 and maybe will be 1, right? 1, and see how it works. So it stop here, right? And if you want to put one more line and make it like a x0, you know, it will move back to 0, right? So if you do one more line, so if you make it x0 and scale to maybe 0.5 or maybe 1, let's make it 1, right, as a normal. Okay, and delay will be 1 second, and let's see. So the after 2 seconds it will start, it will scale down, it will again move to the y-axis, move back, right, and move again, and then it will move back to x0. Okay, so x-axis 0, right? Okay, so that was the normal way how we're gonna use, right? So this will be useful later on in our project. Okay, how we gonna, if you look at this project, okay, let's go back and look at our project file now, right? So if you open this website, see this is scaled down, right? The whole box is scaled down to like a 60%, you know, like it's just from 100 to 60%, right? Scale down. Then there is a rotation 360 degree. Okay, so you can add rotation also, right? Maybe you can add here, maybe after here, right? Scale down, then rotation, right? I think rotate maybe 360, you know, so you can do that also, right? Just rotate, right? So you know, so you have to find the right animation and then apply. Okay, but that is a rotation 360 degree. That is what it happened here. So if I refresh this page, right, so it just scale down, then it come here, right, and then it rotate back to 100%. Okay, so there is couple of timeline. Okay, so I think this site basically is just a lot of thinking, right? I mean, you know, the only thing I found very difficult is this part, I believe, right? This part, I don't know, you guys have to figure out, right? I will also look at, see if I can do that, but this part was, I cannot think of, okay, right now. So let's keep working, right? And if we can figure out, we can apply. If you cannot figure out, then you can leave this part, okay? But if I find the answer, I will let you know also, right? But the rest is just normal HTML, CSS, boxes, and all that. Okay, so we learned about the GSAP also, right? We learned a little bit of GSAP. We will see how we can utilize in our React project. Okay, React project, right? This is normal HTML what we have done, HTML, CSS, but we're gonna look at React project. The next one, right? Next, what I want to say is, from any website, right? How you gonna find the color? Okay, how you gonna find the color? So to get a color, right, you install the I think I don't know what extension you guys are using, right? ColorZilla. I think ColorZilla will be the best one. Okay, so if you install this extension, right, to your browser, just install this. So let's say, for example, I have already installed, right? I have ColorZilla here, not Color Picker, this one, ColorZilla. Okay, so when you open this, I mean, you can use this Color Picker also, right? That will work. Let's see. If you select here and then I don't know where is that. So sometimes this just give me some error, issue, right? So let's not use that one. Let's go back and the ColorZilla, open that, right? So see, page color picker active, right? Make your page color picker active. Click on this. Okay, page color picker active. Once you have that, right, and then you select the area which color you want. So let's say I want this color as a background, right? This color. Okay, if I click here, I copied that color already. Okay, you know, I just copied that color, right, and I can use anywhere. So if I go back and in my CSS, right, and I say wrapper, so let's say maybe I'm gonna have a body, right, HTML, width I will make it 100%. Okay, and height also, right, 100%. Just make it 100%, nothing gonna hurt, right? And for example, this wrapper is 90%, but I want okay, let's put in the body, right? I'll just select body and background color. Okay, will be, see, that's the color I just select. And now, right, if we go back to our, so that's the color already, right? We got the color. Okay, so that's how you're gonna get the color of any website. You're gonna get the color. So that is one thing you're gonna use, right, in your next project. I mean, just use this tool to find a color. So what you will do, just open your extension, click on page color picker active, and then go and you know, select the color from anywhere in your page, right? Even this yellow, what is this color? That yellow whatever, right? See, or this one, you know. So you allow to choose any color from anywhere, right? Clear, guys? So that's what you're going to use. That is one thing I want to explain. The next one now. Next one is how you're going to find the font, right? Let's say I need a font of this website. How am I going to get that? So the next, because there is font, something special font use, and you want to use the same font, right? So how are you going to find? So inspect the page, go inspect the page, right? And so let's go back here. So let's see network, right? Click on network. Okay, network, and then select the font here. Click on the font, this font, right? Whatever you want to do, I mean, you know, so there is image and all that, but select on this font, sorry, the font, right? But you still don't get anything. What you will do, just refresh the page, right? So you're going to refresh the page, and then it will just download all the font right here. See that? Okay, so there is font called Canopy Hoof 2, right? This is the font from Hoof 2, Hoof 2, whatever, right? So I'll just show you this technique, because now you guys are gonna copy some website, right? And you must get all the techniques, how to use the things from that website, okay? How to copy things. So after that, just double click here, right? That work. Okay, let's double click and it will open, right? It will download, see that? Just double click and it will download, and double click and it will download. Now you got this 3 font, right? And then that's it, and you're going to use that. So once you have font, how you gonna use the font? Basically font face, right? How to add font face, okay? How to add font face, right? In CSS, @font face, yeah. So this is the one, okay? This is the one we're gonna use, right? So see, this is the font face. You call that, right, that property, and now you font family, and you give a name, any name here, right? Your first, whatever font you have, just give, and in the source you call that URL, right? So if all these fonts what I download, right, put in my project folder, I'll just save it in my project folder under assets and font, right? And then just link the add the link here, okay? Once I do that, now this font family, right, this name is available for me to use in my website, okay? So we will just check in our project, right, how to use that. Okay guys, so I think any questions so far? These techniques what we learned, we just see. Okay, we're gonna use it, right? We're gonna just go ahead and reuse in our project now, and practice many times, okay? Just practice many times, right? So even it takes whole week to do this project, it's okay, but learn it, right, little bit, so you can apply that in any other projects as well. All right, so let's go back. See, the goal is to at least do 2 projects, but we will do one if not possible, right? This week we're gonna do next week, okay? Not next week, but later, right? Once we finish the backend, then later we're gonna come back and do one more project with this. I mean, you can just add one more project to your GitHub, okay? Of course, there will be a lot of full stack projects. I mean, even the full stack project will be fine. Once you finish the backends, couple of projects will be there, right? So maybe simple blocks or something, right? So in that one also you can apply, once you learn the technique you can apply, right? So it's not like but it's a good time to learn it, right? 1 week, enough time, just practice without any worry, right? So let's do that. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna work on our project now. So let's create, right? I will, what I'm gonna do, right, the basic things we're gonna work on and try to finish, like at least this top part, right? Top part and the somewhere up to here, right? Maybe, let's see. And then I want you guys after that to just work, practice, right? So I will just start. I mean, up to animation, right? I know this will be difficult things a little bit in the beginning, so I will try to finish all that, okay, today. I don't know what happened. Okay, let me close this. All right, so I'm gonna create the project folder quickly, right? And then we're gonna install everything and then work. So what you guys gonna do, right? You first create a project, simple project, right? For example, let's say, okay, let's do one thing, what I'm gonna do in my GitHub here, right? In this, I'm just gonna create outside somewhere here, okay? So because these are already the project folder in GitHub, right? If I add inside here, I will be not able to connect to the new repo, okay? So I will show you how you're gonna do, right? So let's say this is a GitHub. or yeah, okay, let's go back, right? I think this is just the React, so it should work. I know the next, I was using Next.js study, right? And then there was some issue to install the project in the same folder because it gives me that always new name, right? So that was some problem, but anyway, the next React should be fine, I believe. Okay, let's go back to our GitHub now and create a project. Okay, so let's go to the, we follow the same path like before. Okay, what we have done before, right? We're not going to install the linters and all that. Okay, let's avoid that one. Let's just focus on learning the things right now. Let's focus that. Just not want to add so many things same time. So in our repository, I'm gonna just click on new, right? New, and then add what? Call it maybe Miranda, right? Miranda paper. So Miranda, MIRANDA, Miranda dot paper, right? Like that. So React.js project, right? React.js front end project. So basically this is front end clone, right? Let's call it clone, maybe our project, whatever. Okay, public, you can maybe select readme file, right? That's fine, and create a repository. Okay, so once you do that, right, so we're gonna clone this now. We're just gonna clone this in our repository here. So see, GitHub is my main project folder. Okay, GitHub. So I'll just go git clone and here, right, enter. So Miranda paper, right, that is I got here. So I'll do cd. Yeah, I just select my project folder now, and what I will do, I'm going to install the project. So what we use now, Vite, right? Vite to install the project. Okay, so get started, and yeah, so this one, right, create Vite latest. Okay, click on that and install here, npm create Vite latest, right, and enter. And so proceed, right? Yes, enter. Now project name, right? So I will just put /. Okay, I just want to install there, right? Maybe same folder, because same thing in the React. I don't know why. Sorry, Next.js. It did not let me like install in the same project, right? So I have to do little bit different way. Okay, so if I enter now, right, it should install in the same directory like what we have cloned, right? And then enter. Current directory is not empty. Oh, remove the existing file and continue. Yes, right? So we're just gonna yes, and then we're gonna select, because there is something readme file, right? That's why it's asking. So we're gonna have React, enter. Let's not do the TypeScript, add simple JavaScript for now. And yeah, so now we're gonna do cd. Oh, sorry, because we are already in the project here, right? So we just do npm install. Okay, npm install. Just, I mean, you have done all this many times, right? So it's okay, just do it the normal way, right? You know how to create project. Okay, so once we do this one, right, so this is the installation. Basically we just install the project, right? I think what we can do, right, let's create a branch and then work on the branch. Okay, so first let's push this one, right, to the GitHub. So git add and then git commit, right, commit -m. We can call it initial setup, right, project setup. Okay, and then git push. So we just push the project now, right? So we're gonna work on the feature branch. Okay, what we're gonna do, let's work on the feature branch. So how you create feature branch? Git checkout, right? Git checkout dash branch B, right, and give a branch name, that is feature. Is that feature, right? I think, yeah, feature, right, feature branch. Okay, hit checkout dash B feature. Okay, and enter, right, and see what happened. So switch to feature branch. Feature branch, I just named the feature, right, so that is fine. Now in the feature branch, so we're gonna use Tailwind. Okay, we're gonna use Tailwind, right, in our project. So if you guys don't, if someone don't want to use Tailwind, just use HTML, normal Sass maybe, or CSS. It's up to you, right? If that is okay with you. Okay, but I will use Tailwind because I know that Tailwind has a future, right? So I will stick to that one. Even though it's difficult, I will stick to that, right? So let's install the Tailwind quickly. Tailwind CSS. So now we go to the framework guide and view it, and then we have done this first part. Okay, we have done that, right, already. So let's install the Tailwind. Copy this line first and enter, right? This is just a step, just installing all these things. Oh my god, we create less and we install many things, right? That's good. That's still good. Okay, and then enter this next line, and once we finish that one, right, we have the two file now, the post config and the Tailwind config, right there. So in Tailwind config we add this everything here, so just copy, click on that one, right, and add. So in Tailwind config you remove everything and replace with the new things you copied, right? Okay, next one, what is saying now, in your index CSS, right, you have a global CSS called index CSS, so copy this one and add there in the top. So let's find the index CSS. So in the source directory you should have index CSS. Okay, so what I will do, I'm going to clean all this. Okay, I don't need, right, just delete all that, and then I'm going to add that file we copied, right? So we all know this, very easy. Okay, so next what we will do, I'm not going to use app, right, app CSS I'm not going to use, so I'll delete that one for now. CSS only I'm not going to use. Of course app.js we're going to need, right, we're going to need that, but I will clean this up and create again the project, okay, or component. I clean that up and I say react arrow function create export and all that, right, RAFCE, react arrow function export component. Okay, and that's it. I got this app now, right, this app is here, fine, save. So this will work now, right? Our setup is done. Okay, our setup is done, it should work. Okay, so let's check now, right? So npm run dev, and once you do that it will be online. So let's go back, and that app is here now. Let's see if Tailwind is working or not, right? So I will just go back here and I say class name and I say bg orange, right, orange 600, and add some padding, all side maybe 5, right, and see what happens. It's just working perfectly. See that? Nice, right? Okay, everything looks good so far. Okay, so now let's get back to our project, right? Let's look at the project. So the first thing what we're gonna do now, right? So see, when you have a one page, right, which scales like this, means everything moves like that, this whole page, because you are moving the whole component, whole directory, right? You are just moving the whole thing. So we have to find something, right? Like we need a container, in the big container, which is gonna hold everything from this side. Okay, everything, right? The whole thing gonna go inside the one like a box, and inside that box we're gonna add many what do you call that, many section, different section, right? We're gonna divide into different section. Clear? So what I'm thinking now, right, yeah, I mean, we have this header section, right? This nav bar, and then maybe this is the one section. I'm going to put in one section, this one, and that's the nav bar, right? So that is two things. But before we start, right? Let me see. So this is the wrapper, right? This will be the return wrapper. So I want to, okay, let's make this one another div, right? Or maybe we call it main tag, or maybe div. Let's call the div and give a ID, okay? ID maybe of main, okay? Yeah. So this will be our wrapper, okay? This box will be the wrapper, right? Which will basically which will work like a container, right? So yeah, so right now I'm giving ID, but because we are using style tailwind, right? So maybe we're not gonna need that. And to read, because remember in our what we did earlier, right? In the when we are using index HTML, where is that script? Here. So you're selecting that, you're selecting that, right? That element, okay? You're selecting that element. So same thing. I will close this. Same thing. We have to select this div element, okay? So to select something in React, we're gonna use the React hook called useRef. I think we used that one last time, maybe when we studied, right? UseRef hook. That will help us to select the element from our, because we don't do document get element by ID or maybe class query selector and all that in here. We don't do. We use a hook to do all that. So we will see that. We will check that, right? That was the difficult part to figure out, because I was thinking normal HTML CSS and it did not work. So finally it worked, right? So we can apply all that. Okay, that is one thing. So before we apply anything, right? Let's create nav bar, okay? Nav bar, right? So what I will do, I'm going to create here, right? And later we're going to move the code to the component, okay? So for example, let's say in the source folder, right? We're going to have a components, right? Components here, and we might have the first one is the nav bar. So let's call it nav bar, right? Nav bar .jsx. Simple enough. And here we're gonna write that nav bar, right? So we're gonna put the code here later, okay? First, let's complete from the. So let's close all this for now. Yeah. So let's write it here, right? So for nav bar, what I'm gonna need? I'm gonna need one div, or maybe I'm gonna put in the header, right? I'm gonna use header. Let's put it header. Or that's the header section, right? So or we can just use nav, simple nav will be fine. Yeah. So nav, right? And then this nav has, so let's see what are the things inside the nav, right? So this is the text, that's the text, heading, maybe heading, whatever want to, whatever you give, right? Normal text. Then you have that's the image, right? And then there is a icon, okay? So we're gonna need an icon also, right? So why not? Okay, so let's do one thing, right? Why not just install everything, all the library we need, okay? So let's install it right quickly. So here I have two terminal open, so I'll just go cd miranda. Okay, so npm install react icons. We can use that, okay? That is the first one. And yeah, so let's find the next one, right? This locomotive and all that. So you're gonna need this one also. Copy that. So that is the second one, and then we're gonna need our gsock right here. So npm install gsock. Where is that npm install? Let's find this. Let's see if they have here in their site, or maybe I just search, right? Okay, let's search it. npm install gsap, gsap, right? So it will give us the link here, npm install gsap, right? So just copy that, okay, and then install it. So we got all three library to use. Okay guys, so if you need, right, the icon from our React icons, what you do, React icons, right? So in the GitHub here, that's the React icon GitHub page, right? And let's say menu, right? Menu icon, okay, menu. So which one you want to use, you know, just select. I mean, they have many supplier right here. Look at here, all these companies, okay? Remix. So if you can find Remix one, right? So you just have to find Remix. Any company can use, okay? Any supplier, right? Okay, so let's go back and search menu, and that's it. So now what we're gonna do is let's maybe loo menu, this one, or maybe two, right? Let's say high outline menu alt 4, right? This one. So let's copy this. That is what we're gonna need, right? So in nav bar, this is my container nav, right? Nav is a container, so it's gonna have the background color and all that there, right? Maybe some height and everything. So I need three things now. Heading 1, then I have the image, right? And then I have the, what else I have? So let's put this image in div tag, okay? I don't know if, yeah, let's put it in the div, right? Make it in the box block element, okay? And then this icon, right? Icon here. So icon, sorry guys, I have to import first, okay? Import this one, right? From React icons, and in the back you put the high, right? hi. I think that should be fine. So what is the issue now? We'll see, right? If you go to the home page, it should be something like this, you know. I don't know why just give error here, you know. What is the different? Oh, sorry, here, right? Oh my god, that's one. So typo mistake, right? Hi. Okay, delete that. Save. So it's here, right? I mean, it's just saying is declared, but its value never used. So we're gonna use now, okay? So we call it this icon high. This is a component, okay? Component. So you just call it like this. Component is what? Is similar to HTML element, okay? React element, right? So we're gonna get h1 now. First, let's put this image inside the div here, right? So let's write the text first. So what is the text? Amsterdam, right? And then NL, AMSTERN, AMSTERN, AMSTER, AMSTER, right? TERDAM. I hope that is okay. And NL, right? NL. Fun. Now image, so let's copy the image, right? So I will just right click and then copy link address, copy image address, right? Yeah. So if I, I can just paste here and see if that work, right? So I just get this image, the big image, right? That is fine. So I will add the image link here and it should work, okay? And we call it logo, right? Logo. So now, right, if we go back to our page, that's the div, that's the main box, that's the nav bar. So we're gonna need one background color, right? And then, okay, let's add one more box. Okay, I'll tell you why, right, later, because I know what was the issue. I'll just wrap in one more box. So let's call this a wrapper, because this wrapper will be, right, like our main box, which will like rotate, okay, and all that. So let's put it here, somewhere here, okay. And I will call this for now like a wrapper, right? ID wrapper. I mean, we're not going to use, but I just want to give it some kind of identification, and we'll see how we use all that, right? So now it's time to go online and check where is our React project here, right? No, this one. Okay, so we got this one, we got this one, and we got the icon. All three are there, right? So let's style this now, right? Style this. Let's do the styling quickly. So how are we going to do the styling? So first I want to go to the CSS and give some stuff, right? So I'll just select body HTML, give a width of 100%, and height, make it 100%. I just want to give it 100%, right? That is one thing I want to do. And I can install the font. We have the font already, right? We download the font. We can add the font and add the fonts. What was that? Font face here, right? We can do that also. But let's come back later on that part, okay? So next one, because we have to set up that font, add the font, and then we link to our the tailwind config right here in the extend font family here, and that should be fine. So okay guys, let's continue. So now I'm just gonna style this, right, navbar. But the main thing, right, the main thing is what? The background color, right? The background color is for what? For our navbar. Yeah, so let's add background color for nav, class name, right? BG. Oh, I need a background color which is same like our project, this one, right? So how I'm going to get that background color? I'll just put in the nav. Let us see where we're going to add, right? So I'm gonna, okay, it's already here, the link, so I just click this one, and that is CBBE, right? That is what I need. So if I have custom background color, right, I just put the square bracket here after BG and place it inside. Okay, that is the nav, right? So the nav, I want to make this width of full, right? Full. So what is the width full means? That is width 100%. I want to give a height, right? How much? Maybe not too much, okay? I just need a little bit, right? So that will be maybe 100, maybe 110 pixels. Yeah. So if you go back now, right, and check. No, not this one. Here. So it looks something like that on the top. Look at that. Okay, so now, right, so see, we have three child here. Okay, div, h1 and icon, right? Icon also. Can we just do the flex box? Flex, yeah, and item center and justify between, right? So align item center, justify content, space between. That is what happened here. Simple enough. And it just, so it just moves somewhere, right? We don't know where. So just move somewhere. I think it did not fit, maybe, or what happened. So let's select the image, right? Image, or maybe this div, right, and make it like a width, or maybe just give a height, right? Height of how much? Maybe 40 pixel. Let's try, right? Let's see, because that image should fit inside this parent box. Okay, something happened, something went wrong, you know. So okay, if I go back, right, and class name, if I apply height 40 pixel, okay, it appear now, right? So maybe I will just leave this one, because I think this is already a block element, right? So I don't need to put this div. Leave it, no need to put div. Okay, let's see what happened. Yeah, so it's there now, right? Okay, the thing is, I want to have some space on the left and right side. So that is the nav, right? Nav. And I want to give maybe padding, will be, because if I would give a margin that is outside of nav, and I don't want, right? So that is padding now. So I will say padding y, padding y, maybe I don't want, right? So let's make it padding x. How much? So x, I think left and right maybe 30 pixel. So there is a number also, right? We can say padding 30 pixel will be around 5. So how much is that? 20, right? So let's go 7 or maybe 8, right? So that will be 32 pixel. That is okay. You just have some space on the left and right side. Okay, guys, you want to increase the font size of this too, you can do that also. So now the font size of h1, right? Class name, text, that is text, no, what is that font, right? Font maybe LG or 2XL, like that. Is that font 2XL? No, right? Even I forgot. See, the tailwind is always forget, you know. Text, oh yeah, text LG, text 2XL and all that. So text 2XL, and it looks okay. Maybe LG will be also fine. You can increase that also, right? So in the icon here, right, give a class name and say text, let's make it 2XL also. Okay, yeah, little big, right? Fine. So we're done with our first, right? But is this same with this one? Maybe not, right? There is a border on the bottom, right? See that, of the nav. So nav, we can say border bottom, right? Border B, then what will be border color, right? Border, I think gray, right? Maybe gray 400. Let's make it 400 or 800, 500, right? Let's see how it looks. Oh, we don't see that. So if I make it for red, right? Yeah, it's not showing up. So that means border bottom, right? And then sorry. The problem is here. Border, let's keep it border, right? Border dash bottom. Yeah, and I keep it 0. Okay, so you see that? Not yet. If I make it 2, right, what gonna happen? Yeah, now you can see now, right? So that will be border. Guys, if let's say problem getting the classes, right, from the Tailwind, just look into the class Tailwind website. Okay, so now I'm going to change this red to maybe dark gray, right? Gray, make it like around 700, and I think that should be fine. So how much is border? Oh, that is 2 pixel. Border bottom 2 pixel, right? So that is fine, you know. Yeah, that looks okay, hopefully. But one thing we can do, right? Maybe why not we give all these 3 sections equal size, right? Equal size, like width. Let's try that. Okay, let's see what happens. So now the first one is heading, right? So we can say width, how much? I think half, right? There is a half, not half. If you do half, will be 50%. So if you do quarter, right? Is that quarter okay? 33, yeah. That is 33%, right? Yeah, look like fine, you know. So let's try that. So even this one also we can say width will be quarter, and also here width width will be quarter, right? Quarter. So now if we do that, okay, so now this moves to the left side. Okay, so everything looks in the center, but this moves in the left side, and I want this go all the way to the right side, right? So if I put background DZ red, maybe 400, right? Let's look at here. So it's that side, it's in the it's in the center now, right? So I want that go all the way to the right side. So I think there is item left, right? Item center start in item ins. Okay, let's try that. No, item or text, right? Text left, not left but right. Oh, it did not move. So what is the property? There is one property which can move, right? So items will go to the in stretch in, right? In that also did not move. Can we do flex in? No. Align item, item should go to the in start. Yeah, that item, what is that? Text, right? Text center, right? Justify start, text in. Let's try that. Oh my god. So what is the property to move that one? There is one property, you know. So this is all the child of the, just to move this text, right? Text to Excel, align text align in, right? Text in, text align in. So
Dev, did you try align and
align? There is align, align top, left, middle, align text top, no, right? Super soft, no, there is no I think there is no align, right? Align, no, there is no property like align. uh, there is, there is, right? Okay, so okay, so I think, okay, let me see, right, what I have used earlier, even I don't remember. Where is that? I put somewhere here itself, React, this one. Okay, oh, that is text, right, okay, text, right. So let's try that, right? Text, right, text, but we try, we try the text, right? So it's still not moving, so what is the problem? Text, right. So if I put background here, right, let's say if I put BZ orange 800, yeah, and if I put BZ here, BZ blue 600, okay, what I will do, right, I'm gonna get little bit smart, maybe flex, uh, flex, right, and then just do flex, and then horizontal is what? Horizontal justify, right? And see what happened. It's just not moving, man. Okay, so what I will do now, right, I'm gonna just make this one 30% only. Let's see, 30%, and there will be gap, right, 10%, and I think that should be okay. This things is little bit sometimes 30%, and then we're gonna do text, right, and yeah, I mean there is a space between already, right? So there is a gap now, there is 10% gap between. Text, right?
Dev, another one, content for align content. We tried content right, I believe. It's content right or content end, one of the two.
Did not move, Okay, I will check this one, right? This will go in the end. Okay, I will check that one later and we can figure out, but let's leave this one. I just want to quickly add all this font, and then you guys can start working on this. So I think that's the already long video, right? Let's go back. Okay, I will remove all this background for now, or let's remove this for now. Let's remove the width. Okay, let's remove that, and keep it normal, right? Let's do the normal flow. Okay, so it just, I think that is okay for now. It just, there is all the space between, right? It just pushed everyone each other away from, I mean, yeah, so I think that is fine for now. Let's leave it, but it should move, in other one I think it moved, right? I don't know why it's not working here. So content in, I will remove that one also. Yeah, let's remove that background. Okay, so we're done with this, right? We're done with this one. What we can do, right, in our div, this is the main box. Okay, so that gonna have some background. So let's, in the wrapper here, right, let's add a class name, and bg, I'm just gonna add same background also. Okay, so it will be the whole thing gonna have same background, right? Yeah, and the wrapper gonna have a height, right? So let's give a height of how much? Full. So what is full now? Is that view height? Not 100%, right? Let's make it maybe wrapper. I want to make it view height, so that will be view height, right? So that is screen. What is screen? If I do the screen, right, that should be 100 view height. Okay, yeah. And the width, we can make it also screen, right? So that will be 100 view width. Good. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, so now if you check the page, it should be the whole, I mean the whole page has this background, right? Good enough. Even if I don't put here, it still will be fine, but let's leave it. So now guys, we're done with the first part, right? We're done with this first part. Let's look at the next one here, right? So 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Okay, let's, what I will do, right, I'm gonna install the font. I'll show you how to install the font, right? And then you guys try. Okay, you guys try up to build first part, second part, and make it project ready today, right? Just create the structure, and then tomorrow we're gonna work on the all the styling, right? Not styling, but the animations and all that. Okay, so how are you gonna install the font? Okay, so let's go back. So we just download all this font, right? 1 2 3. So because I downloaded somewhere, right, also is there. I'll just copy this 3 now. I'll change the name, copy, or I think I have here somewhere, yeah, 1 2 3, right? Copy that, and I cannot copy, I have to pull it, right? So if you go back here in your project, right, you just have to, okay, let's 1 2 3, pull it in your asset folder. Here is the asset, right? Just keep it there. Okay, and change the name, right? Make it little bit short name, so that should be just simple enough. Domain, whatever, right? Like that. Okay, and then change all this canopy. So sorry, so I'm gonna remove that, and then I'm gonna take out all this, right? No need. And then I'm gonna need, so I will just keep this also short name, right? Let's make it con medium, right? Something like that. Is small name is fine. And here also rename, and take that out. Okay, so see, this is the font. We got 3 font, right? We added to our project. Okay, we're gonna use that now. So how we gonna use it? Basically in your global CSS, right? Let's add all that. Okay, so at the rate, I think what was that, the font face here, right? That's the one. Okay, font face, and then you add inside. So you have to define, right, font family. Okay, font family, you have to put it like this, family, right? Font family, and that will be font family, right? And then you define, let's see, font family. No. How we add that? No, that should be not here. This will be go in the other side, right? So font family, let's leave it like this. So we give a name now, right? So what name we're gonna give? The first font is what? Canopy, right? So let's call that Canopy. Okay, so we're gonna have Canopy here. Canopy, right? Canopy. Okay, that's the first thing. Font family equal to, right? Equal, is that equal to? Should not be, no? It should be you can give any name here. This is just a name, right? What we're going to use later other side. So Canopy, guys, even I don't remember how to use that. So what is the error here? Oh, okay, so need a source folder. Yeah, of course we need a source, you know, of course, source, right? So source will be URL, right? And then you call dot slash, that will be assets, and then Canopy, right? That is what we're gonna need. And the next one, you define like basically the format. What is the format of the font, right? Format, you can add the format here, and that will be hoof, the hoof 2, right? Hoof 2, that's it. So that will be format hoof 2. That okay? Yeah, I believe that is fine. Yeah. So now we just copy this, you know, 2 times quickly, right? And then change this one asset. So the next one will be condominium, right? So let's add that name here. CONDMEDIUM, right? And change this to COND, that one. And the next one is new light, editorial new light. So let's call it new light, right? New light, okay? New light, simple enough. And then this looks a lot of work, right? But you know, basically it's just technical things, right? Step by step process what I'm doing. Okay? I'm not doing something extraordinary, right? Just follow the procedure and try to add everything here, okay? So just focus, right, and try to connect what I'm doing, okay? Don't stress out too much. Editorial, right? And then done. Okay, so now how you going to use this font in our tailwind, right? So let's go to the tailwind. Once we add this font to our index CSS, it should be available to use in our tailwind here. Now in the extend, right, how you write? First you're gonna call the font family, and that is what you are extending, right? So and then put the object and write all the font here. So the first one is the name we use, same name we're gonna give, you know. So Canopy, let's call this Canopy, right? Let's put here control V. Oh, sorry, I copied, but I paste it again, copy, right, the blank. So yeah, Canopy, and then so this will be Canopy, right? Canopy, I can call this small c, let's call it small c, right? Canopy, and then you're gonna add something like a here, right? We're gonna add, what is the name we have given here? Canopy, right? This name. So it should be better, same, you know, both side. Yeah, let's make it same, right? Canopy, because that property will be available for us to use, right? because here must be same as what we have added here, font family canopy, right? It must be same. And code medium, so let's keep it same. So here, right? And the last one is new light. Okay, so let's copy that, new light. Okay guys, so this will be available, right? Let's try now. Let's go back and try. So in our navbar, if I go back, right? No, not navbar. I mean, we're gonna copy that code later to the navbar, but what we have written to the app, right? We're just gonna remove the nav, this section to our navbar, okay, and import the nav here, right? But if I just go to the H1 right here and try to add that font, so if I say font, see, canopy, right? If I call this canopy, or maybe new light, let's call it font new light, okay, and try that, right? And that should work, just see. So see, already here now, right? That is already affected. Okay, things looks fine. Okay guys, that is the font part, right? I mean, font, how we implement the font. What was the next one? Next one was, okay, the next one is adding all the animation, right? Let's do that tomorrow. But what I want you guys to do now, right? Prepare this project. Okay, what we have done is prepare the project, create your navbar, right? Add all this, add the font, try to understand a little bit of animation things, right? And if you can add more code here, if you can add more code, try, right? Just give a try, okay? So I will just push this one also, right? So every time you finish something, you can, basically you can push to the GitHub, right? So let's go back and I will push this one also. So before I push that, I want to make sure, okay, let's copy this nav and put in the nav bar, okay? I just copy this, right? Control X and go to the nav bar. So React, just clean up, I mean, you can leave the div or maybe leave the empty fragment, right? You just need one fragment and done, right? So you don't have now this one, so you have to bring it from our app.js, this one, okay? So okay, now everything looks fine. There is export navbar, so go back to your app.js, import, right? Import navbar, and then use it here, right? Where? Inside your wrapper. That is the first one. So that will be navbar, right? Now just clean up, yeah. Now you start the next section, right? Next section here, the bottom one, okay? And then inside that section, that's the, let's say maybe whatever you're gonna add a class here, right? Class, and then give some height, whatever, like maybe 420, 450, like that. And then inside there you're gonna have, how many boxes are there? 3 boxes, right? If you look at the design, 1, 2, 3. So that is 3 boxes you need, right? So you're gonna have div 1 and all the 3 div. Now you put all the content, right? Content, okay? So you have to design that. So try to add whatever, just text this part, right? You can, if you can possible, just add all this, okay? And tomorrow we're gonna learn about the animation and other stuff. So I will push this to the GitHub now. Git add commit -m. So navbar, right? Navbar completed, and git push. So I have to do git push upstream, right? So git push this one, because this is the first time I'm pushing the feature branch. Okay, so okay guys, so now you can, when you go back to the GitHub, you're gonna find that right here. So there is a pull request, open the pull request, but let's not do that one. So in the main, there is a main, but if you go to the feature branch, right, you're gonna find all the code, okay, what we have done, right? And also, what work I have done so far, right? In case if you get stuck and want to look at that, you just look at the inside the React. If you go to the React, right, this one, paper folio, you're gonna get that code also here. Okay, so tomorrow we will look at the animation part, and then you guys try now, right? Give a try. Okay guys, any question? I will stop here. This looks simple things, but when you do project, if let's say if you can finish this part, right, if you can learn how to do all this, that will build your confidence. I mean, your confidence level will improve, right? You can tackle all these complex things step by step. Okay, that's why maybe something like this, or maybe one maybe Amazon clone, right? You're gonna build maybe one Amazon clone, right? Something like this page. So this is, go to the home page. Yeah, something like this, right? So you're gonna have all this nav bar with all the link here. Then you just the UI part. No, I mean, you just display all this, right? Create something like this, and there is footer and all that, right? See, I think this Amazon, maybe we can do one Amazon, but let's see, right, how much time it takes for this one, and then we're gonna think about this. Okay, I will stop now. Any question, guys? No? So these things will boost your confidence. Okay, just try, right? Give a try. No need to worry. Okay, just try, and things will be okay. So I will stop now. Matati, you have any question? Anything?